This is all that left. Hey guys, good everyone, Chris here, welcome back to the channel, and today I'm gonna tell you what happened to my gear and what I did and why I basically sold everything and only kept the cameras that I'm using and switched a little bit because I needed a little bit more from my setup, especially from the one that I'm using for YouTube and professional work. I'm gonna keep this video as short as possible and just tell you my reasoning about the things that I did, the sale, and what I kept and why. But if you want a longer video and you want to hear about the gear that I dumped and the one that I kept and what I bought, let me know in the comments below. And while you're there, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel because we're gonna have more videos like this. Sorry for my voice, I still have the allergies, they're not gone yet, and you might sound a little bit more muffled than usual, but let's get into the video. First and foremost, this is basically everything I own right now, except for the camera that films me for YouTube and the lens, but basically 2 lenses or 3 lenses and 2 bodies. That's everything I have. And I sold my X-T3, I sold my X-T4, I sold my XE4, and I sold all the Fujifilm lenses except for these 2 lenses. I also sold my Z6 II and the ZFC and all the lenses I had, including the F-mount lenses. That's because I realized that I am not using them to their, let's say, higher potential, and I'm only using them sporadically when I'm doing, let's say, a professional shot. These days my professional work, it suffers a little bit, and I don't have much of an engagement and not so many clients, so why would I keep something that I am not using and basically lock money and not be able to do stuff that basically will help me to produce more and be more creative with what I have. So I sold everything. And am I buying other things? I will probably. I'm always changing, especially once a year or maybe every 2 years. I'm trying to switch and change and try something else. That's me. I'm not saying that what I used wasn't good enough, but what I used was not used, and that bothered me a lot. Now, why did I get rid of all the Fuji cameras and lenses as well? Because I realized that everything that I'm using is this Fuji XM1 with the 27mm f2.8 on it, and this is a cheap point and shoot camera that shoots amazing images, extends 1 sensor that can basically provide the colors that I want. I don't have to tweak anything in post if I don't need to. I can shoot RAW, I can shoot JPEG. This is the camera that I'll basically exploit in the next month and try to get the most out of it. Along with it, I have the 35mm f1.6 from Per Gear. This is a manual lens that I talked about in my previous videos. It's a very sharp lens, even close up, even at the minimal focus distance, and it's very reliable to I don't know, take it for portraits and stuff that you need a little bit more shallow depth of field. On the other hand, the 27-2.8, it's my best lens. It's a 40mm in full frame and it shoots amazing images on the street when I'm documenting, when I'm shooting my family. Now I will probably switch this body with something a little bit more advanced in terms of autofocus speed, because the autofocus is not amazing on this one. And with the 27mm f2.8, which is not the fastest autofocus lens in the world, it becomes a bit sluggish, and sometimes I need to capture that moment, that split of a second, and I'm missing it and it frustrates me. But until then, I'm using it to its high potential. The good thing about this camera is that it takes the NP126S batteries as well as the 126, the old ones. So I have plenty of battery life. When I'm going out, 2 batteries are more than enough. This one doesn't consume that much power, so I really love that. And the 27 2.8 resides on this camera forever. Sometimes I'm switching to 35 1.6, just like I said, for a little bit more depth of field, a little bit more bokeh, and a little less depth of field and a little bit more bokeh. And yeah, that's pretty much my setup these days. Like I said, I sold my Nikon Z6 II or Z6 II and the ZFC as well because they didn't get much use. I was hoping for the ZFC to become my next street photography camera. It didn't, probably because I didn't have the lenses that I wanted for it. And here is the thing that basically pushed me towards a different route, a different path. I wanted to become a little bit more minimal and focus my career on photography and not necessarily on acquiring as much gear as I can and put them on the shelves behind me. I wanted to use the cameras that I own, and I wanted to use them to their fully potential. For example, Nikon didn't have anything on the roadmap for this year in terms of APS-C lenses, small lenses, portable lenses that you can have with you all day, every day. The kit lens was a great lens, but still the quality and the fact that was a, I think, 4.5 to 5.6 lens or 3.5 to 5.6 lens. It wasn't very wide in terms of aperture. You couldn't shoot, let's say, in dark situations, and the autofocus was good and the image quality and the video capabilities, but still was lagging behind other manufacturers in terms of APS-C, and they don't have much of APS-C lenses. So that's why I sold the ZFC. The Z6 II basically failed me a little bit in one of my client shoots, and I kind of got frustrated by the fact that though I learned all the insides and everything that requires to understand the autofocus on the Nikon cameras, and I love Nikon for giving you the option to basically shoot whatever you want in different situations, but sometimes it's not fast enough. It's not fast enough for me shooting events to double with the autofocus and choose the autofocus that I need for that situation, because if you know events, the situation is changing or the action, the frame is changing fast in front of your eyes and you have to capture it. Yeah, that is pretty much it. I'm trying to become a little bit less of a gear whore and more of a image crazo. So I hope that next videos will gonna be based on that. We'll probably go outside and shoot a little bit of a street photography with this bad boy and maybe one of these lenses, probably the 27. I'll probably have the 35 with me as well. Sometimes I had a hard time deciding what to pick and what lens to choose for the situation that I was let's say encountering. So yeah, that's it guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I'm happy to say that I see a lot of people coming on this channel. That's great. I am not dumping reviews, and I'm not dumping Nikon or Fujifilm or anything. I am only here to tell you about photography, and I hope that what I'm using won't matter for you, even if it's something that you hate. It's the process and whatever I'm trying to show you that matters, and I hope that will do good to you. Stay focused, my friends, and I will definitely see you in a bit.